Good morning. Today we are going to learn taxation in India concept by K. Aruna from GDC Hussainiya. Introduction of taxation in India. Taxes in India are levied by the central government and the state governments. Some minor taxes are also levied by the local authorities such as the municipality. The authority to levy a tax is derived from the Constitution of India, which allocates the power to levy various taxes between the central and the state. An important restriction on this power is Article 265 of the Constitution, which states that no tax shall be levied or collected except by the authority of law. Therefore, each tax levied or collected has to be backed by an accompanying law passed either by the Parliament or the state legislature. Constitutionally established scheme of taxation. Article 246 of the Indian Constitution distribute legislative powers including taxation between the Parliament of India and the state legislature. Schedule 7 enumerates these subject matters with the use of three lists. List 1 entitling the areas of which only the Parliament is competent to make laws. List 2 entailing the areas on which only the state legislature can make laws, and list 3 listing the areas on which both the parliament and state legislature can make laws upon concurrently. Now what is tax? Tax in general is the imposition of financial charges upon an individual or a company by the government of India or their respective state or similar other functional equivalents in a state. The computation and imposition of the varied taxes prevalent in the country are carried on by the Ministry of Finances, Department of Revenue. Types of taxes: direct taxes and indirect taxes. Now we will see direct taxes. Direct taxes are the taxes that are levied on the income of individuals or organizations. Income tax, corporate tax, inheritance tax are some instances of direct taxation. Income tax is the tax levied on individual income from various sources like salaries, investments, interest, etc. Corporate tax is the tax paid by companies or firms on the incomes they earn. Now, indirect taxes. Indirect taxes are those paid by consumers when they buy goods and services. These include excise and customs duties. Customs duty is the charge levied when goods are imported into the country and is paid by the importer or exporter. Excise duty is levy paid by the manufacturer on items manufactured within the country. Usually, these charges are passed on the consumer. List of the direct taxes in India: income tax, corporate tax, wealth tax. Now, income tax. Income tax is the most common and most important tax that an Indian must pay. It is charged directly on the income of a person. The rate at which is charged varies depending on the level of income. It's charged to individuals, cooperative societies, firms, companies, Hindu undivided families, trusts, and any artificial judicial person. Income tax is charged on an income known as taxable income, which is taxable income is equal to applicable deductions and exemption. Heads of income: income from house property, income from business or profession, income from salaries, income in the form of capital gains, income from other sources. It is levied differently for different people depending on their residency status. For individual residents under 60 years of age, below 2,50,000 income, the tax rate will be nil. The income between 2,50,000 to 5 lakhs, the percentage should be 10%. Maybe the income is 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, the income tax percentage is 20. And the income is 10 lakhs or above 10 lakhs, the percentage should be 30. For individual residents between 60 and 80 years of age, below 3 lakhs income is there, the percentage is nil. And the income is 3 lakhs to between 5 lakhs, the percentage is 10. And the income is 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, the percentage will be 20. And the income is 10 lakhs or above 10 lakhs, the percentage should be 30. Now coming to individual residents above 80 years of age or senior citizens. The income is below 5 lakhs, the percentage should be nil. The income is at 5 lakhs or between 10 lakhs, the percentage will be 20. And the income is 10 lakhs and above, then the percentage should be 30. Now corporate tax. Levied on companies who exist as separate entities from their shareholders. Foreign companies are taxed on income that arises or is deemed to arise in India. It is charged on royalties, interest, gains from sale of capital assets located in India, fees for technical services and dividends. Includes minimum alternative tax, which was introduced to bring zero tax companies under the income tax net whose accounts were made in accordance with the Companies Act. Includes fringe benefits tax, which is tax that companies pay on the fringe benefits provided or deemed to have been provided to employees. Includes dividend distribution, which is tax levied on any amount declared, distributed or paid as dividend by any domestic company. International companies are exempt from this tax. Includes securities transactions tax, which is tax levied on taxable securities transaction. There is no surcharge applicable on this. Now rates. For domestic companies, the corporate tax rate for domestic companies is 30. If the company does not have an income of over 1 crore, then it does not have to pay any corporate income tax. If the net income of the company is in the range of 10 crore and surcharge of 5% is applicable on the net income. If the net income of the company exceeds 10 crore, a surcharge of 10% is applicable on the net income. For international companies that are earning less than 1 crore rupees, a corporate tax of 41.2% is applicable, inclusive of 40% of basic tax and an education cess of 3%. That are earning more than 1 crore rupees, a corporate tax of 42.024% is applicable, inclusive of 40% basic tax, 3% education cess and 2% surcharge. That are earning more than 10 crore rupees, a surcharge of 5% is applicable in addition to basic tax. Minimum alternative tax is presently charged at 19.0.5%. Dividend distribution tax is charged at a rate of 16.9995% on declared dividends. Wealth tax. Wealth tax is charged on the benefits derived from property ownership. The same property will be taxed every year on its current market value. Wealth tax is charged whether the property is earning an income or not. The tax is levied on the individuals, HUFs and companies alike. Chargeability depends on the residential status. The following will be not be taxed as they are working assets. Assets held as stock in trade, property held as a commercial complex, gold deposit bonds, house property held for business or profession, house property let out over 300 days in a year. Rates. In charged on the net wealth, which is sum total of all taxable assets clubbed together minus the amount of debt owed. Net wealth is equal to all assets minus all debts. The valuation date for net wealth is 31st March, immediately preceding the assessment year. Wealth tax is charged at 1% of the amount by which the net wealth exceeds 15 lakhs. Wealth tax has been abolished with effect from April 1st, 2016 for wealth held as on 31st March 2016. Capital gains tax. Taxed on income derived from the sale of asset or invested. Capital investments cover homes, farms, business, works of art, etc. Capital gain is equal to money received from sale minus cost of capital investments. Categorized as short-term gains. Gains on assets sold within 36 months of acquisition, and long-term gains. Gains on assets sold after 36 months of acquisition and holding. Voluntary tax, that is paid by the taxpayer when the asset is sold. Short-term capital gains are taxed as per normal income tax slab rates. Methods of indexation. Using the cost inflation, index will be done to the cost of acquisition and the cost of improvement, and the resultant figures will be used for computation. Long-term capital gains are taxed at 20% if computed with the benefit of indexation. Long-term capital gains are taxed at 10% if computed without the benefit of indexation. Now, list of indirect taxes in all over India. Customs duty, excise duty, service tax, sales tax, value added tax, securities transaction tax, octroi duty, entertainment tax. Let us see one by one. Customs duty. Customs duty is a tax collected on goods imported into or exported out of the boundaries of a country. Customs duty now forms a significant source of revenue for all countries, more so in the case of developing countries like India. In India, customs duty is levied on goods imported and at the rate specified in the schedules to the Customs Tariff Act 1975. Excise duty. The excise duty is tax on articles produced or manufactured in the taxing country and intended for home consumption. Excise duty is an indirect duty which the manufacturer or producer passes on the ultimate consumer. The Central Excise Duty is collected under the authority of the Central Excise Act 1944 at the rate specified under Central Excise Tariff Act 1985. Service tax. Service tax is a central tax imposed on consumers of selective services and is the latest addition to the genus of indirect taxes like customs and central excise duty. Service tax is levied at the rate of 14% of the value of the taxable service provided. Service tax is recoverable from the customers as part of the consideration received towards rendering the service. Service tax is the tax levied by the central government on the following services: stockbroking service, telephone service, insurance, insurer service, advertising service, radio paging services, courier services. Sales tax. Sales tax is levied on the sale of movable goods in India at rates which vary depending upon the type and nature of goods and the state in which the sale has taken place. The central and state government are both empowered to impose sales tax on transactions involving sales of movable goods. Sales tax in India is a form of tax that is imposed by the government on the sale or purchase of a particular commodity within the country. Value added tax. The practice of VAT executed by state governments. It is applied on each stage of sale with a particular apertures of credit for the input VAT paid. VAT in India classified under the tax slabs are 0% essential commodities, 1% on gold ingots and expensive stones, 4% on industrial imports, capital merchandise and commodities of mass consumption, 12.5% on other items. Securities transaction tax. Securities transaction tax is a tax being levied on all transactions done on the stock exchange. Securities transaction tax applicable on purchased or sale of equity shares, derivatives, equity oriented funds, and equity oriented mutual funds. Octroi duty. Octroi duty is a tax levied on the entry of goods into a municipality or any other specified jurisdiction for use, consumption, or sale. Octroi duty is levied at the time when the goods enter the municipal limits where the goods are to be ultimately sold, used, or consumed. Generally, octroi is borne by the purchaser. Goods in transit are exempted from octroi. Entertainment tax. This is the last type of tax. Entertainment tax is levied on entertainment to which persons are admitted on payment. Entertainment tax is levied on different kinds of entertainment under the applicable state legislations. Under the Bombay Entertainment Duty Act 1923. Entertainment tax is levied in Maharashtra on any exhibition, performance, or amusement to which persons are admitted for payment. This tax is also applicable to cable operators. Now we will see all the headings once again. Tax in India. Introduction of taxation. And what is tax? Types of taxes. In that we saw direct taxes and indirect taxes. In that we also saw income tax, corporate tax, and wealth tax. We read about income tax and corporate tax and wealth tax. Now we will see the heads of incomes once again. Income from house property, income from business or profession, income from salaries, income in the form of capital gains, income from other sources. It is levied differently for different people depending on their residency status. All the percentages related to the residency of the percentages. Thank you.